Couldn't tell if it was on or not.
Okay.
Welcome to Friday Night Knits. This is episode 3. My name is Becky.
My name is Sarah.
My daughter's in town for Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. So I made her podcast with me. And she still hasn't watched the first 2, but she will. I don't think she knew they were out there. I didn't tell a lot of family that they were out there. So I have 47 subscribers now. It's kind of crazy.
It is.
One of them's her. One of them's my dad. He found out. So I don't know why he would watch it, but that's kind of cool, I guess. So my name is Becky Ray on Instagram and Ravelry. You're on Ravelry
As Lilith Delisle. There's not much going on my Ravelry page, but I'm there.
and she doesn't have an Instagram.
I do not. I barely check Facebook. There's no point.
Yeah, she's not much of a social media kid. It's kind of weird. And she's been knitting, what, a year maybe?
Maybe, and very sparsely in between there. So I'm trucking along.
Yeah, she is so crafty in so many different
areas.
Yeah, she paints, she draws, she could do anything she wanted to do. So it's kind of disgusting but cool at the same time.
New pastime now.
So yeah, she finally started knitting. Not much has happened since the last episode as far as knitting, getting things done. It was kind of a crazy week at work, and we were getting ready for them to come into town. So I spent my evenings cleaning instead of knitting. But I do have one new work in progress. No FOs, and she tried on, this was the Hermione sock, remember? She tried it on and she really loves it, so now I definitely have to do the second one. And
Mom has done many one things for me. It's very rare that I get a pair of something.
I showed him your sweater last week, that green sweater that I never did anything with, that I got most of the way done, and I'm going to have to take apart and redo for you.
It'll happen someday.
It's on the list. I said it on the podcast.
Now you're into it.
I know. It's but yeah, it's so little. I don't think these would fit in it.
Maybe not now.
So aside from that, I did work on the Stephen West socks a little bit, but then I measured it again. I was about to turn the heel and I measured it again, and I think I'm going to put another 1/2 inch to an inch on there just to be safe, because I figure if his socks are too big, that's way better than being too small. And the only other work in progress I have is on Wednesday, which was Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. Mustache Yarn started the sock wars with the droids, or any of her Star Wars socks. She has the droids, which were R2-D2 and C-3PO. And if y'all remember, I bought R2-D2. And then she put out a Rey colorway with BB-8. And I will show you one of those later in the acquisitions, because I did buy yarn, even though I said I wouldn't. But it was Star Wars yarn, so I will always buy Star Wars yarn, even if I'm on a very strict diet. I will sell plasma or something to buy Star Wars yarn. So here are my Star Wars socks, and I started. It's again.
It's extra yarn.
Sorry about that. We got a phone call right in the middle of it. I forgot to put things on Do Not Disturb before we started. So I was about to show you my socks. I started again a toe up, 2 at a time, because I'm really liking that with the Stephen West socks, and like she so pointed out earlier, I'm really bad at second sock or second glove or
great idea.
Second anything. So I started with the Osterman Royal as the toe, and it's in the other room, but this blue Osterman Royal, it's the same that I was doing on the Hermione sock. It's just a basic sock yarn, and I love the way the seam-free rounded toe. It's a free pattern on Ravelry by Lynn Ashton, and it looks just like R2's dome, the way it rounded out. It's very nice. And I'm only doing the vanilla bean pattern on I'll do it on the color changes of the blue and the red stripes, because the gray stripes and the speckled stripes in her yarn are really too close to sit there and try to think if I should be slipping stitches at a color change. So I'm just going to do it randomly on the blues and the red stripes because they're pretty prominent and easy to tell.
Looks pretty too.
And yeah, so I haven't gotten too far, but I just cast these on Wednesday. And the first day I really only got one toe done because I've been too busy this week. And I'm going to do a fish lips kiss heel on it. And I have some red in that Osterman Royal as well, but I think I'm just going to stick with blue on the heels and toes. A friend of mine said do blue on the heels so I could have blue heeler socks. Because I have a blue heeler dog that doesn't deserve socks. She would eat them.
Mm-hmm.
But those are my works in progress. So I'm still have the shawl that I'm working on for her, the 3-color cashmere shawl. And once it's done, it's going to be one of my, because the rows are so long, it's going to be one of those that I'll just pick it up and do a couple of rows every now and then. But I'm not going to cast anything else on until I get at least 2 of these pairs of socks off the needles. But I'm kind of liking having a couple of pairs of socks on the needles at a time because they're smaller and I can take them to work or take them wherever and knit on them while I'm doing things and not shuffling something giant around. So that's pretty nice. The scarf that Sarah's working on, that pattern is the holding hands and feeding ducks, or as she always calls it, the holding hands and walking ducks.
Free on Ravelry.
Yes, it is a free pattern. She's using Colonette Jitterbug.
Jitterbug, that's right.
I think all their colors are numbered. They don't give names. And she's doing that on a size 10 needle. So this
could probably do it on a tad bit smaller needle, but it's working out.
Yeah, it's got a nice, it's a little open, but that stitch pattern gives it some openness too. And it's nice. It doesn't look like gapey or too loose. The yarn is very springy. And we bought this yarn together when I was visiting her the weekend after Thanksgiving. We found a local shop in the Dallas area.
DFW somewhere, I don't remember.
Holly's something or another.
Or Molly's yarn, maybe?
Yeah, Molly's or Holly's or something like that. But it was a really neat little shop. They were very nice. They had a really cool Swift and winder setup that was electric, and it was like kind of gave me winding envy. But now I have the Stanwood, and I'm not jealous of other people's setups anymore. But yeah, it's going nice. And like she said, she does a lot of different crafts, so she doesn't knit all that much. But I'm glad she brought something with her this weekend so we could knit together and crafty together, because we do like doing that.
Easy pastime.
Yeah, we bond over crafts. Or she used to play scary video games, and I'd have to go sit in the room with her while she played her scary video games and knit.
Yep.
She needed somebody in there with her.
Yep.
And it was fun.
I don't play scary video games anymore. I don't live with my mom anymore.
She wouldn't sit in there and knit with you while you played?
He'll watch me, but it's not very comforting.
Ah, so sad.
I still play games.
Yes, very much. I like that stitch. Last night I didn't podcast because I was babysitting. When I told her I was going to babysit, she said, like somebody's dog? Or baby? And I was like kids, babies, which, because I don't do that. But it was for one of my knitting friends. They wanted to go play. And they were 3 and 9 months old, so I didn't think they could be that bad. And they were good.
Good.
Until bedtime.
Until bedtime.
And I got paid in beer and a gift certificate to the knitting store here, so it was worth it. So we went and spent the
gift card
today.
local
Yeah.
store called the Stitching Post.
The Stitching Post. It was sold last September, and the new owner has really been working hard on getting it cleaned up and out of date, or up to date. It was way overpacked with really old yarn, and she's done a pretty good job of putting it on sale. She had a big sale this weekend. She had a 50% off, so with the gift certificate we went and we found some yarn, and we're gonna make something. Yeah, we found this, I don't know how you would say that.
Araucania.
There is an NIA there. I don't know. But it's a wool and silk blend.
Hand dyed in Peru.
Beautiful colors. Very much her color palette. But I even like it with the gray and the cream. It's really a nice neutral. And we went ahead and grabbed 2 skeins of it. It's going to be a little over 500 yards. And either I'll pick it up and send it with her and she can knit her something with it, or maybe I'll keep it here and knit something up for her, but either or, we'll do something. It'll end up for her eventually, either way.
Yeah. So. I guess it doesn't look like my palette with pink on today, but
yeah,
that's way more my color.
Yeah. Way more. And that is true. You are wearing a very bright color for you.
I was gonna wear it for Mother's Day, and then I found a dress. So.
And she dyed the dress even.
I did.
Which is
myself.
Cool.
And it was $7. It's a $7 dress.
And we also bought her a needle case while we were there, because this didn't use up the whole gift certificate. We were like, oh, well, what else do we do? And then Sarah asked if the bags and things were on sale too, and they were. So she got a needle case.
Definitely needed one that could house my super long needles.
So it's a lantern moon, and it's got long skinny pockets for long needles. It's got the center pockets for circulars. It has a zipper with it's probably a pretty good size pocket, which is normal for lantern moon. Yeah, it's not horribly deep, but the needle fits in it. So that's nice. And we got it for
well, it was half off, so it was $18.
Minus some of the gift cards, so I think she only paid like $12 for it, $13 for it, so that's a bonus. Yeah.
And it's made well and stitched well, and it looks nice.
Yeah. I love Lantern Moon's Oriental flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. I hear dogs. And the husband.
Doggies.
So, we've got that. And that will segue pretty much into other new things that I have. This is the Ray yarn that I talked about for Mustache. That's the Ray colorway. You could have gotten either just Ray or done the companion with Ray and BB-8, or just BB-8. So I went with just Ray, because I'm apparently as mismatchy as I have been. I'm gonna prefer to have the socks I knit matchy socks, which I would have never thought I'd be that way.
Well, it's kind of weird on socks, I guess.
Yeah. So
it's a really pretty yarn though.
Yeah, I love this. That blue in it is just gorgeous. And
some gray and some speckles and
some brown. So it's pretty much her in her
desert wardrobe and her bright
and
blue
the
eyes.
Jacu desert colors, and then the blue of her eyes. So that's the Ray. And then Instagram being evil bad Instagram. Savvy Skeins was doing some minis, and she was taking the proceeds to go directly to her husband taking a trip to Africa. and it's I think something to do with water for kids or education for kids or something. But it was for a good cause, and it was yarn, and it's Savvy Skeins, and she's awesome. She's a Texas base. Yeah, they're really pretty. And like I said before, I am eventually going to start a Cozy Memories blanket. So every now and then grabbing some minis is a good idea. And the only other acquisition I have is not yarn, but it's yarn related because it's llamas. Llama, 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 llama. Duck.
Matches your bag too.
It does. It matches one of my knitting bags, and then I have a big bag that it matches, like just a carry-all bag, and then I have a big llama painting on my wall nowadays. So kind of digging llamas. And I figure this will be great for notions. It is kind of empty, so I might have to come up with some smaller little boxes to keep like stitch markers contained, but a pair of scissors will fit in there and all kinds of nice stuff. So I really like that. And the only other thing I have is I did the swap with the Knit 24 Bang Group, and it came in, and it's my swap partner was Allison Walters, and she lives in Washington State, I believe. I don't even remember where I sent her stuff to. Yes, Washington. So I got a really sweet card, and she sent a lot of teas. One of the teas she sent was a loose leaf chocolate mint. So when I opened the bag, it just smelled like chocolatey, minty yumminess. And she sent, oh, I like this. She sent a bunch. We did 8 skeins in this one, I believe. This one. And
That's
they're
pretty.
just wound little balls, which is awesome. I kind of wound mine up like tiny cakes. So, but I wound them instead of making skeins. So. There's a blue. Look at this yellow. And they all have little flecks of black on it, and that's the tea. Some of it is flecks in the yarn, but some of it is tea. So they all smell like chocolate mint.
They do.
It's kind of awesome.
Give the dogs one more good reason to have at the yarn.
Yeah, it's like really, some of these in the bottom. There's that one. Look at this rainbowy one.
Yeah, that one's pretty.
With speckles.
With speckles. Kind of like cotton. Still got cotton stuck to it.
Ooh, purples. Yeah.
Cool.
Smell it. Oh, smells so
really
good.
I'm actually curious about the tea there.
So yeah, we might drink that tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not drinking iced coffee today, guys. We stopped by the fountain that I work at, and we got a vanilla Coke because when you go there, you gotta have the vanilla Coke.
Fantastic.
So, yeah, I got my swap package, and hers should be arriving at her house soon, if she hasn't gotten it already. I had to get her a new skein because did you see that pink one in the living room in the bowl? That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the dog's got one of hers.
Told you.
Dogs, swear. And they're heathens, or I'd show you. Maybe I'll insert a picture of them one day.
There you go.
Because they're pretty cute when they're sitting still or sleeping.
They look cute. They look adorable. You
But-
never know until you have to be around them.
Yeah, they're herders, big time. I think that's it. It's gonna be a short episode, but yeah, that's good. I like short episodes every now and then. Well, the only other thing I want to talk about, I was watching Legacy Knits not long ago, and they were talking about the scale that they use to weigh their yarn, and they got it through Knit Picks, and I bought just a simple scale that, see, it's got, and you can change it to grams, pounds, ounces here, and I think it was like $20 at like a Bed Bath and Beyond or any of those kitchen specialty kind of things. And every now and then I have to hunt it down because Bill, my husband, uses it when he's cooking every now and then. So I need to buy him one for the kitchen. But he asked me one day, he said, "Why did you buy a scale?" And I was like, "To weigh yarn." And I never thought I would be one of those people, but it's so good, especially with the mini skein swaps when we're doing like 10 ounces or so to people, or with starting to do the toe-up socks. And if it's a skein that's not already separate, then I weigh it, wind up half of it, and then weigh it again, make sure to at least by weight get it split in half. And I do believe that I could see myself being one of those people that has to, will weigh yarn if you're playing yarn chicken at a row, and if you weigh it, you'll know how much your rows is taking, so you can have a better judge of if you're going to run out of yarn or not.
I'll guess.
But, well, that's normally what I do, but I want to think that my knitting is getting more grown up.
It is. You do a lot. There's a lot of needs.
Okay, I don't know if y'all can see him, but you might see him when it.
Barkley Jane.
That's my Aussie, Barkley Jane. Hello, Barkley. Are you going to say hi to everybody? Oh, look, she's. Oh, hi. He's a dork. Okay, and now he's gone. Yes, that. Oh, sorry. That's okay. As Sue and Chelsea would say, earthquake. And now the blue healer is here, but we don't need to show her. I'll insert a picture of them sometime. But what was I saying? I don't remember now.
Weighing yarn, and that you are becoming an amazing knitter.
I don't know, amazing.
With
the armadillo. That's what I was going to tell y'all about. I didn't make it in time for Legacy Knits to get a third entry into theirs, but I'm almost done with it, and I showed it to her, so I'm going to have to finish it because it's
two. I can have one.
Well, you probably just have that one.
Okay.
Because I don't need an armadillo. They would eat it. So she's taking the fox home this weekend. Mr. Fox, little girl fox. She calls it a girl, so we'll call it a girl.
Me either.
Yes, Peyton. I see you.
It's got a lot of blush. So.
Yeah. Well,
What'd you use on that?
Soft pastels.
Worked out well.
Just. Yeah.
Cool.
So, okay. Well, I guess that's it. Nice short episode for Mother's Day weekend. All of you mothers out there, I hope you'll have a good one. We're going to go have lunch tomorrow with my mom's, and I think this is the first time in a while you've been here for Mother's Day. So
try to reserve it for the big holidays.
That makes her happy when the goose is in town. So makes me happy too. Yay! Yay! So, all right. Go knit something. And thanks for watching.